All right, we are live. Just want to check my audio here, make sure everybody can actually hear me this time. I know last time I used a lapel mic and no one could hear me in the very beginning, and I went for like 10 minutes before anybody could hear me. So just wanted to check, make sure my audio is good, and let me get my page refreshed on here so I can see you guys commenting. And we should be good to go. All right. So, Sergeant Nick Rians here, and welcome to the third episode of the RanX report. Now, if you guys noticed last time, we did not have a title to my show that I'm going to be doing weekly here, and I want to congratulate Kyle Webster for coming up with the name for the show. So, Kyle, be on the lookout. There may be a care package being sent your way. Okay, just want to let you know. Now, what we are going to be talking about in this episode, I wanted to share some personal stuff with you, some personal stories, and link it all together in going over how you overcome any obstacle that gets in your path, no matter if it's business or personal, doesn't matter. So what I want to start off with is, again, some of you guys know this already and most of you do not, but I'm actually heading in for back surgery tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. So if you guys know my past, I've actually had back surgery before. But this go around, I've actually been battling nerve pain, pretty bad nerve pain for I think 6 months, 7 months now. I've been battling with it, and what really pushed me to actually go in for surgery is I'm actually losing function of my left foot. So in my left foot, I can't lift up my toes. So I can curl my left toes, but lifting them up, nah, ain't happening. So you know, especially with back stuff and nerve pain, you want to make sure that anytime you start losing function of something, that's bad. Okay, you need to get that shit checked out. Because what happened to me from my last back surgery is actually the doctors didn't push me straight to surgery, and the nerve was impinged for so long that it caused permanent nerve damage in my left leg. So that's just one minor setback I've had, and that was back in 2005 is when I actually had my first back surgery. And I was still a young pup back then, and yeah, back surgery in the 20s, and when you're in your 20s, not good. But I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about that. So, the back surgery back in 2005. A lot of people ask, well, what happened? How'd you hurt yourself? Usually, what I tell people it was a combination of things. For me, if you don't know, I was in the Marine Corps. Being in the Marine Corps can be pretty tough on your body. And then right after the Marine Corps, when I got out, I went really heavy into mixed martial arts fighting. Again, back then, it was again a while ago. It wasn't legal in most states. Like I was living in California, it wasn't legal here yet. So I used to go down to Mexico and fight. That's an experience. If you've never done that before, yeah, try that one out. Make sure to bring a lot of your friends with you, okay? Because if you beat the other guy, their whole clan, they don't really like that too much. So I fought down in Mexico. I actually traveled over to Thailand. I fought over in Thailand, and that stuff is pretty rough on the body. And what actually finally herniated my disc and sent me to back surgery was I was actually preparing for a fight. I was about a month out from a professional fight, and my coach, my jiu-jitsu coach, told me to pick up a guy. He's like, the guy weighed around 225. At that time, I weighed around 180, and he's like, my coach's like, pick him up, fireman's carry, and then do 100 squats. I was like, Coach, you sure? I was like, the guy weighs like 225. I weigh like 180. But, Brazilian guy, and he's all like, no. You pick him. You strong. You can do it. So reluctantly, I did. I picked him up, put him fireman's carry, did 100 squats, listened to my coach, and blew up my back. So next morning I woke up, couldn't walk. I actually had to low crawl out of my bed to get to my phone. I don't even know who I called. I called somebody, telling me I can't even walk. So they had to bring me to the hospital to figure out what's going on. So 3 months went by that I was fighting, this pain. It was horrible, horrible pain. Finally, the doctors actually got me in for surgery, and they basically went in, they scraped out 50% of my L4, L5. So at that point, they told me that, number one, they said you're gonna have to come back in for surgery within like 3 years. So I was like, shit, really? Then they told me that, you're never gonna run again, you're never going to lift heavy again. Basically, yeah, I wasn't gonna be able to do a lot of the stuff that I wanted to do. But that was their opinion. For me, I was like, you know what? I think I'll be all right. So once I rehabbed myself, got myself, back in shape. Again, that was probably the hardest part. Was the rehab, is not being allowed to go do anything, not lift. I couldn't do anything for, I think it was like almost 6 months. Couldn't lift anything. That was tough. But again, once I got done with that, rehabbed, and I came back stronger. And I was able to. I actually ran a full marathon. After that, I went back to lifting heavy, but again, slowly working my way back up to lifting heavy. But again, and I lasted. Again, they told me 3 years, and I'd have to go back in for surgery. Okay, it's been 12. It's been 12 years now, and I'm just now going back in. And again, it's not. The reason I'm going back, it's not because of any training or anything like that. I didn't injure myself from that. It's just I had a herniation in my L5S1 at the same time back in 2005, but they didn't fix it. So it's now gotten to the point where that disc needs to be repaired. So I mean, the whole point of sharing all this stuff with you is it's going to be a huge setback for me. Going in for surgery tomorrow, it's going to be tough because I've been chasing that level 7, man. Freaking chasing it. I think I've attempted it almost like 6, 7, 8 times. I don't even keep track anymore. But I was like, damn it. I'm like, I wanted to get my level 7 in before I had my surgery because, again, I know I'm going to be down for quite a while. If you guys are, follow the HQ page often, you'll notice that I did do my level 7. I sent it into the level 7 judges. They passed me, but I didn't agree with it. I didn't like it. There's a few parts on it that I didn't agree with. And so I put it up on the HQ page for all you guys to take a look at and to judge. And again, some of you guys passed me as well. I appreciate it. But a lot of you guys said, no, there's this reason, that reason. We wouldn't pass you. So, for myself, I was like, you know what? No, I didn't pass myself. So it's been a huge setback. It sucks. But, okay. That is going to be my motivation, man. Once I'm done with surgery tomorrow, I rehab, I get back to where I need to be, and I slowly work my way back up. Dude, that's my goal. Is I'm going after level 7, and then right after level 7, I'm taking level 8 on. All right. Some people would, when they get set back, they stay set back. Who said that? I didn't pass. Yes, Robert, I know you didn't pass me. So when it comes to setbacks, most people in this world, when they hit setbacks, boom, they get set back and they stay there. Okay? And there's usually one reason that when people do get set back, that they stay set back and they never recover. It's all based on goals. All right? It's all based on goals. I've talked about this before in other videos, but again, it's so important to continue to bring up goals and how to set them. That's why I wanted to talk to you guys about this again today. Because most people, they have an idea of where they want to go, but they don't really know. They don't have a solid plan for what they're trying to get to. Like for me, I wrote out, when I did this, okay, life changer, huge life changer. I sat down with my wife and me and her went over and talked about, you know, where we saw ourselves in 10, 15 years. Like seriously, like where are we gonna be in 10 or 15 years? Where are we living? What does our house look like? How many bedrooms is it? You know, how many kids do we have? Do we have any more kids? What vehicles are we driving? What does our day look like? Okay, what does our day really look like that far ahead? For most people, it's so hard. You can't fathom that far ahead in your future. It's very difficult to do. So if you haven't done it, I really suggest you do it. But when you do it, realize it's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard to visualize that far out and be able to see, you know, be like, okay, this is how I see myself. But I promise you, if you actually do it, sit down, write it out, especially if you have a wife, significant other, husband, and you do it with them, it's very powerful. Very powerful. The reason I say that is because if you don't have a solid goal, if you don't know exactly where you want to get to, then you're just going to go day by day and just living day by day. You don't really know where you're going to get to. So when you do get setbacks and you hit hard times and you hit a rough patch, what's going to get you back on track? What's going to do it for you? I mean, if you don't know where you want to get to, then there's nothing that's going to get you there. So I'm not going to go too deep into it because actually my full life story is actually being put into Personal Trainer magazine. So I actually made the cover of Personal Trainer magazine that's coming out, I believe, later this month or beginning of next month. And I actually, I laid it all out for you guys. I told you guys, I shared everything from my struggles with when I left my gym to getting a digital product up online and the year that it took to do that and how I lost everything, my home, my vehicle, dude, everything. And I bared it all in that article. So I'll let you guys know when it comes out, but you definitely want to read that. It's pretty powerful stuff. But what got me through those hard times was knowing where I wanted to get to and fully believing with every ounce of my being that I could do what I wanted to do and I could get to that goal. So what I like to explain it to people is like, you know, again, when you're hitting those hard times, because you will, okay, you will have hard times. No matter how successful you are, okay, you will have hard times. It happens to everybody. That's the natural way of progression. Okay, I wish I had a chart I could show you, but it's always going to be you're gonna be successful. You're going to hit a bad patch. You're going to go drop down a little bit. You're not going to drop down to way down here, okay, where you started, but you're going to drop down a little bit. And if you don't have a goal, okay, you're not going to recover from it. But if you do have a goal, you know where you want to get to, you're going to recover, you're going to start moving back up again. And then something else bad is going to happen, okay? You're going to drop back down just a little bit. You never drop back down as far as you were. You recover because you know your goal, you know where you're trying to get to, and you continue to rise. That is the natural progression of any entrepreneur, person, whatever it may be. But if you don't know what that end goal is, what I call my guiding light, if you don't have that guiding light to look up to when everything is dark, when everything is just horrible and you think just life is going to end, if you don't have that guiding light to look up to, you're not going to be able to overcome these obstacles. You're not. So what I challenge you with this week is to actually put some time into sitting down and with your significant other, if you don't have a significant other, you know, yourself, and putting pen to paper and writing down where you see yourself. Okay? 10 years, 15 years. Challenge yourself, push yourself, okay? Because I know 5 years, 3 years, that's easy. That's easier to do. But I want end goal. I want retirement. What does your retirement look like? I mean, if you guys have seen my other videos about my ranch, why do you think I bought that ranch? I would never have bought that ranch if me and my wife didn't sit down and go over our end goals. Okay? I wouldn't have bought it because I wouldn't know that I wanted to, purchase a ranch in the middle of freaking nowhere that's completely off the grid. Because first off, I really didn't know if my wife would be for that or not. For me, I'm all about it. But again, if you have a significant other, you got to make sure your end goal works for them too. So when I sat down and we hashed it out, then when that opportunity came up that I could buy that, I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's right in line with my end goals. That's going to get me one step closer to my retirement and the way I see my life, the way I saw my life when I wrote it out, 15 years from now, when I'm sitting back and just being a hermit out of my ranch. So what's going on, Angela? Just saw you jump on there. I don't have my wife's phone out here this time, so I can't see all your guys' comments as I'm going through this. I was trying to get on here and see if I could refresh my page and see your guys' comments on here. Oh, let's see what I got. Cool. Got Todd Davis. What's up, Todd? Got Robert. Yeah, Robert. Angela, cool. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys tonight, and because again, we're all going to experience obstacles, we're all going to experience setbacks, and the biggest thing, the biggest game changer I can share with you is knowing what your guiding light is, knowing where you want to get to, knowing that in 15 years this is where you see yourself, and things can change along the way. All right, there's nothing wrong with that. Again, if it doesn't change, that's strange, but because most stuff changes. Like for me, when I first wrote out our goals, I wanted to go to Wyoming. I wanted to retire in Wyoming. And then after I brought my wife out there, she was a little too cold, okay, for her. She finally broke down and told me, she's like, I think I'll go crazy if we live out there because it's just way too cold for me. And, so she's only lived in California and Texas. Okay, so again, that's why I bought the ranch in New Mexico, because the weather out there is the closest thing I could find to Texas or California. So again, that's why it's so important to sit down and do this kind of stuff. So if you haven't done it, okay, sit down, do it, write it down. Don't just think about it, write it down. And the more detailed you can be, the more likely that whatever you write down is going to happen. If you're just generic about it and I want to live here, I want to live in a big house, I want to drive a nice car, okay? Shit ain't going to happen, all right? Ain't going to happen. That's just like setting goals for your business and saying, I want to get more clients every month. Okay, well, if you got one client that month, that's technically more. So technically your subconscious brain is going to be like, well, hey, we did it. We got our goal. We got one person. We hit our goal, okay? And that really is the way it works. Our subconscious brain will sabotage us all the time. So when you set goals, you have to set solid, tangible, detailed goals if you actually want them to happen. All right. So that is all I got for you this week. So if you guys have any questions on this, if you guys have any comments on it, go ahead and post up there, and I will get on there and answer it. So, all right, you guys, I will probably be posting pictures tomorrow as I'm sitting in the operating room about to go in for surgery, and then I'll be posting up how everything went. So, sure, everything will be fine. I'll be sleeping through the whole thing, so I'm not too worried about it. So, yep. All right, you guys. Then I will talk to you guys as soon as I'm out of surgery, and I'll be live again here next week, next Thursday, same bat time, same bat channel. All right, talk to you guys then.